new court. There's no news of the new court, sir, but there's all news. That is, the old duchess is banished by her younger sister, the new duchess, with 3 or 4 loving lords that put themselves voluntarily exile with them.
They say she is already in the court Arden, and many married men with her. And there they live like old Robin Hood of England.
And many young gentlemen flock to her fate and turn curiously as they did in the Golden World. Can you tell if Rosalind, the duchess's daughter, be banished with her mother?
Oh no, for the duchess' sake, her daughter so loved her, but have fallen to her exile or died to stay behind her. She has had court, and never two ladies loved her as they do.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my cousin, be married.
Dear Cynthia, I show my mirth and I miss yourself. And usually I am married, unless you teach me to forgive banished mother.
The spirit of my father begins to mute me against this servitude. I will no longer endure it. Do you for whom, sir? The sons of Tyrone the boys.
The middle son solves a fool. It is Oliver, the eldest, to go charged by the oldest of boys to read young Orlando while he keeps himself blessedly at home.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat husk with them?
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I'm no villain. Were thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till this other had pulled thy tongue out for saying so.
Sweet masters, be patient for your father's remembrance. Be at court. Let me go, I say.
So please, sir, Charles the wrestler is here.
Access to you.
You wrestle soon before the new duchess? Charles, I thank thee, but he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, he is a stubborn young fellow, full of ambition, and envious emulator of every man's good parts. Therefore, use thy discretion. I had as lief thou didst break his neck as his finger. I assure thee, with brotherly cheers I speak it, there is not one so young and villainous this day living.
I'm hardly glad I came hither. If he come, I'll give him his fate.
Farewell, good Charles. Now I hope to see the end of this brother, for my soul, yet I not know why, hates nothing more than he.
Fair princess, you have lost my good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
I would have told you a month.
First time I
The
ever
wrestling
heard
with your
ribs was the sport for ladies.
Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must be mistaken. For here's the place near ready to perform it.
Come on, since the youth will not be entreated on his own peril on his forwardness.
Alas, he is too young, yet he looks successfully.
How now, daughter and cousin, are you cut hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, in pity of the challenger's youth. I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, lady, see if you can move him.
Call him hither, good monsieur.
Monsieur, tell him, the princess calls for you.
I attend with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
I come but in, as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years, yet we pray for your own sake to embrace your safety. Give over the attempt.
Do, young sir. Your reputation will not be misread, so we make it our suit to the Duchess that the wrestler will not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, but let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. Only in the world I fill up a place which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with you.
Mine to make out hers.
Pray heaven, pray heaven I be deceived you.
Is this the young gal that is so desirous?
Ready, sir.
You should try, but one fall.
Never be thy speed, young man. I would. I were invincible to catch this strong fellow by the leg. Oh, excellent, young man.
1, 2, 3.
No more, no more. How dost thou, Charles?
He is unconscious, my lady.
Bear him away.
What is thy name, young man? Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois.
I would son to some man else. The world esteemed my father honorable, but I still found him as my enemy. But fare thee well, though art a gallant youth, I would thou hast told me of another father.
My father loves Sir Roland de Cecil, and this young man, his son. Gentle cousin, let us go thank and encourage him. Sir, you have well deserved. If you do keep your promises in love, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of the suits of fortune that could give more, but our hand lacks meanings.
Shall we go, cuz? Very well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say I thank you?
He calls us back. Did you call, sir? Sir, you've wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go?
Have with you. Fare you well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged confidence. O poor Orlando, thou art overthrown. Good sir, I do counsel you in friendship to lead this way. Albeit you have deserved high commendation, no applause, and love. Such is now the Duchess' condition that she miscounts all that you have done. I thank you, sir, and pray you tell me this. Which of two was daughter of the Duchess that was here at the wrestling? Neither her daughter, if we judge by manners. The smaller is her daughter, the other is daughter to the banished Duchess. Sir, fare you well. Oh, heavenly Rosalind.
Come, Rosalind. Wrestle with thy affections.
Oh, they take part of a better wrestler than myself.
Is it possible on such a sudden you should fall to so strong a liking with Sir Wallenstein's son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensure that you should love his son dearly?
Mistress, dispatch you through safest haste and get you from court.
Me, madam?
You, cousin.
I do beseech your grace. Let me the knowledge my fault bear with me.
Thou art thy father's daughter, there's enough.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Ay, Celia, we stay here for your sake.
But I know her. If she be a traitor, why so am I. We still have slept together, rose at an instant, learned, played, eat together, and wheresoever we went like Juno's swans, but still we went coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee, and her patients speak to people, and they pity her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me. My liege, I cannot live without her company.
You are a fool, Eunice. Provide yourself. You ousted the time. Upon my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou cheer mothers? I will give thee mine. No, let my mother seek another heir. Therefore, device in how we may fly. Do not seek to take a change upon you, to bear your griefs and leave me out.
But whither shall we go?
To seek my aunt in the forest of Arden.
What danger will be to us, maids we are to travel for so far. Beauty doth provoke a thief sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in a poor and mean attire, with a kind of umber smudge on my face, like you do. Shall we go along and never see our assailants?
Were it not better, because I am more than common tall, and it did suit me all points, like a man, a gallant kirtle axe upon my thigh, and a swashing, and a marshal outside.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse than a Jove's own page, therefore you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
No longer Celia, but Alina.
But cousin, what if we say to steal a clownish fool from your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travels?
He'll go along o'er the wide world with us. Let's gather our jewels and our wealth together, device the fittest time and safest way to go in content to liberty and not to banishment.
Come out within these doors.
What's the matter?
Your brother, no, yet the son hath heard your praises, and this night he plans to put in the lodging where you lie and you within it. Do not enter it.
Why, whither, Adam? Wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
What? Wouldst thou have me go and beg my food?
But do not so. I saved 50 hire under your father. Here is the gold. Although I made with gold, I am yet strong and lusty.
Oh, good man, come thy ways. We'll go along together. And ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled low content.
grace of fortune, and so quiet and sweet style.
More, pretty, more.
It would make me melancholy in such a please.
I said melancholy of the songs of evil sunscapes. More, pretty, more music.
My voice is ragged, nor can I please you.
I know that you to please me, I desire you to sing. This note yesterday is quite my invention.
Thus it goes. Anyone come to pass, any man turn sad, leaving his wealth and ease, a stubborn will to please. Do-day, do-day, do-day. What's that do-day?
There's a Greek invocation called fools into a circle. I thank you for your company. With good faith, I lay it by myself alone.
And prepare the banquet for the Duchess.
Oh, Jupiter, how merry are my spirits.
Fear not for my spirits if my legs were not so weary.
I can find in my heart to disgrace my apparel and cry like a woman, but I must comfort the weak and wrestle. Therefore, courage, good Elena.
I pray you bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I'd rather bear with you than marry you.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Aye, now I'm an Arden, more fool I. When I was a dog, I was in a better place, but travelers must be content.
Look, you, who comes here? The young man and the old one's on top.
Corn down noose high. How I do love her.
I probably guess for I've loved her now.
But thou canst not guess in thy youth thou was a true lover, as sight upon us by the night close. Thus thy love were ever to be like mine. How my actions most ridiculous. Hast thou been drawn by thy fancy?
Into 1,000 that I've forgotten.
Oh, Phoebe, Phoebe, Phoebe!
Jove, the shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
I remember when I was in love.
I prayed for gold, yon man. If he for gold will give us food, I faint almost to death.
Ola, you clown!
Peace, you fool, he is not thy kinsman.
Who calls? You're better, sir.
This I say. Good even to you, friend.
And to you, gentle sir, and to you all.
I pray the shepherd, if that lover gold can in this desert place by entertainment, bring us to where we may rest ourselves in peace. Here's a young maid with travel much pressed, and faints for a second.
I pity her, and wish her, my fortune more able to relieve her. But I am shepherd to another man, and do not share the fleeces that I graze. Besides, my master's flocks and bound of feeds are now at sale at our sheepcote. By reason of his absence, there is nothing to feed on, but what is, come see, and in my waste and flock you shall be.
What is he that shall buy the pasture and flock?
That young swain you saw that little Paris upon the young man.
Buy thou the cottage, pasture, and flock, and thou shalt have a good word.
Go,
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and willingly could waste my time in it.
go with me, if you like a pound and quite the profit in this kind of life. You buy it with your gold right silver. Anything savage, I will either be food for it or bring it food for thee. Hold death away with the arm's end. Come, I will bear thee to some shelter. Thou shalt not die for lack of dinner if there be anything in this desert.
A fool met a fool in the forest. A motley fool, a miserable world, lived down, fasting in the sun. Rail on the fortune in good terms. I did laugh and intermission.
What fool is this?
A worthy fool, one that hath been a courtier, and says if ladies be young and fair, they have the gift to know it. Who comes here?
Forbear, and eat no more,
Why, I ate none yet.
nor shall the necessity be served.
Thou dost bolden man by thy distress, else a rude despiser of good manners.
You touched my vein at first, but forbear, I say. He dies that touches any of this fruit. I almost die for food, then let me have it.
Welcome, sit down and feed.
Speak you so gently? Pardon me, I pray you. I thought all things had been savage here, but please, forbear your food a little while. There's a poor old man who hath after me many a weary step. Limped in pure love. He first be sufficed, I will not touch a bit.
Go find him out, and you will nothing waste till you return.
I thank ye, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone and happy. This wide universal theater presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play.
All the world is stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and a man in his time plays many parts, his act being set in 7 ages. At first the infant,
Kneeling and puking in the nurse's arms.
And then the schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, crawling like a snail unwillingly to school.
and then there's the verse, I like burning with a woeful ballad, made his mistress' eyebrow.
And then the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the tar, sudden and quick and whirl, full of honor, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth.
And then the justice, fair round belly, hand pin line, eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instincts, and so he plays his part.
The 6 shift into lead and slipper pantaloon, with speck-filled on nose and pouch on side. This youngster sees the world too wide for a strong shank and big many voice, turning cantor, chatted treble pipes, and whistle in its own sound. Last scene of all that ends a strange mental history, is second childlessness and near oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything.
Welcome. Set down your burnable burden and let him feed.
I thank you most for him.
So had you need, I scarce could speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome. Fall to. I will not trouble you as yet to question you yet about your fortunes.
I'm the third son of Sir Roland de Bois.
Be truly welcome hither. I am the Duchess that loved your father. Good old man, thou art right welcome as thy master is.
Can it be possible that no man saw them?
In the morning found the bed and treasure of mysteries.
My lady, the clown has also gone missing.
The princess, gentlemen, all heard. Your daughter and her cousin much demand. The rest of that later fool Charles. She believes wherever they have gone, that youth is surely in their company.
Wheresoever they are, bring them dead or living.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this. I never loved my brother in my life.
More villain, though, will push him out the doors, let no search of inquisition prevail, ever let again these foolish runaways.
Hang there my verse and witness of my love. O Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts of character, that every eye which in this forest looks shall see thy virtue witness everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she.
And how you like this shepherd's life, Master Touchstone? Truly, a shepherd, in respect of its life itself, it is a good life, but in respect of the shepherd's life, it is not. Now, in respect of the fields, pleaseth me well, but in respect of the non-court, it is tedious. As it is. Hast any philosophy in thee, shepherd? No more than but I know that the property of rain is too wet for fire to burn, and that good pasture makes fat sheep, and that great cause of night is lack of the sun. Such one is a natural philosopher. Here comes my young master, Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to the western end, no jewel is like Rosalind. All the picture fairest line are black to Rosaline. Let no face be kept in mind but the fair of Rosaline.
This is a very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Easy, dull fool. I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
Tongues all hang on every tree, but upon the fairest boughs, or at every sentence end, will I Rosalind write, teaching all that know to read that I do live and die your slave.
What tease, humbly of love, unwearied your parchment with all.
How now, shepherd, go off, go with them, Sarah.
Come, shepherd, let us make an honorable retreat.
Didst thou hear the verses?
Oh yes, I heard them all, and more too, for some of them had more feet than verses could bear.
But didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon these trees?
Is it a man?
And a chain that he once wore about his neck. Change your color.
I heard these too.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful after that. Out of all whooping.
Nay, I prithee now, tell me who it is.
It is young Orlando that tripped up the rest of his heels, and your heart broke in an instant.
Orlando?
Orlando.
Alas, today, what shall I do with my doubling pennies? What's it? I look to your mates, when shalt thou send me? Answer me one word.
You must bar me a gargantuan's mouth first.
Doth he know that I'm in the forest under the man's peril, looking as freshly as he did when he wrestled?
I found him under a tree like a dropped egg.
It may well be called the Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
Proceed.
He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous, he comes to kill my heart.
You bring me out. Soft. Comes he not here?
Sing by
I pray you are no more trees that rain love songs and barks.
I pray you are no more verses by writing love song, by reading my verses so favorably.
Rosalind, you love name?
Yes, Jess.
I do not like the name.
There's no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
Well, you're full of pretty answers. Will you sit down with me? And we two will rail against the mistress the world, all our misery.
No, sir, I'm weary of you.
By my troth, I was being a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook. Look but in and you shall see him.
Then mine, own figure, I'll tarry along with you. Farewell, Cinderella.
I'm glad of your departure. Adieu, Monsieur Melancholy.
Thou speak to him like a saucy laugh.
Do you hear, Forester? Very well. What would you?
I pray thee, what is the clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else sighing every minute and groaning every hour to detect the lazy foot of time as well as the clock.
Where's well, thou pretty youth?
With the shepherdess, my sister, beyond the skirts of the forest.
You're acting with something finer than you could purchase in so removed a dwelling.
Indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me how to speak, who in his youth fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it.
I prithee recount some of them.
No, I will not cast away my physic upon those that are sick. There is a man who haunts our forest and uses their young hands for carving Rosalind on the garments. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel.
I am he that is so love-shaken. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
There are none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know, man love.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not, a blue eye, which you have not, a beard neglected, which you have not, your sleeve should be unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrated a careless desolation. You are no such man. You rather point devices at portraits, seeming the lover of yourself than the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it. You may sooner make her that you love me, which I warrant she is after to confess she does. But in good sooth, are you he who hangs the verses on the trees?
I swear to the youth by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as you are to speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason could express how much.
Love is merely madness, yet I prefer securing it by counsel.
Did you ever hear any so?
Yes, one, in this manner. He used to imagine me his love, and I set him every day to woo me. At which point I would be changeable, proud, full of tears, full of smiles, would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then weep for him, then spit at him. I journeyed by suitor to force with the world, and live in a nook merely monastic. And thus I cured him. In this village you can on me to cure you, if you will but call me Rosalind and come every day to woo me.
I will, good youth.
Nay, call me Rosalind. Come, sister, will we go?
Come apace. Audrey, I've fetched up your goats. Audrey!
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. Now I do frown on thee with all my heart, and if my eyes can move now until kill thee. Oh, for shame, for shame. Now show me the wound mine eye hath made in thee. Sweet Phoebe, if ever you catch in some fresh cheek of the power fence, you shall know the wounds that love's invisible but keen arrows make. Until that time, come not thou near.
And why, I pray, must you insult, exult over the wretched? Must you therefore be proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look so upon me? I see no more than ordinary. Mistress, thank heaven for a good man's love, for I must tell you, friendly in your ear. Sell when you can, you are not for markets. Cry the man mercy, love him, so take her to the shepherd.
Sweet youth, I bring you tidings, dear cousin. My brother here you chide in this man. Look,
He's fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. Why do you look so upon me?
for no ill will I fear you.
And pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made me. Besides, I like you not. Come, Sister Shepherdess, look over there.
Sweet Phoebe. Sweet Phoebe, pity me. Why, I am sorry for you, Sylvia. No, Sophie, you stood supposed to meet your
I have saw him off.
He bought the cottage with his sister, that old Cornish shepherd of. Just but a peevish boy, yet he talks well. It is a pretty youth, not very pretty, but sure he's proud. He'll make a proper man. The best thing about him is his complexion. He's not very tall, yet for his years he's tall. There's a pretty redness in his lip. There be some women, Sylvia's had they marked him, would gone near to fall in love with him. I love him not, nor hate him not. And yet, though I love him, though I ask for him, good.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You a lover?
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Breaking our promise in love? Nay, you be so tardy, come no more within my sight.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind?
Come, Louis, for now I'm in holiday humor and like enough to consent. Am I not your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because it would be talking of her.
Well, in her person, I say I will not have you.
Then in mine own person, I die.
No, then, men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not from me.
I would not have my Rosalind of this mind, for a protester frown might kill me.
By the same, it will not kill a fly. But come now, for I will be your Rosalind in a more coming disposition. Ask me what you will, and I grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
I will, Fridays, Saturdays, and all.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Or else she would not have the wit to do this.
For these 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I do not lack thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be with thee again.
Aye, go thy ways, but if you come 1 minute behind your mark, I will think you the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her you call Rosalind. Therefore, beware my censor, and keep your promise.
If no less for religion than if you were my Rosalind, so adieu.
Adieu. Oh, cuz, look at so how deep I am in love. I cannot stand 1 moment away from my Andy. I'll go far the shadow and sigh till he comes.
And I'll sleep.
Why, Hannah, is it not past 2 o'clock, and here much Orlando?
I warned you with pure love and troubled brain. He hath gone forth to sleep.
Good morrow, fair ones. Are you not the youth Orlando calls his Rosalind? To you he sends a bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame, and if you know what man I am and how I'm wearing why this handkerchief is stained.
Pray you tell it.
When young Orlando was pacing through the forest, lo, what object did present itself? A wretched man lay sleeping on his back, and Linus, with others all drawn dry, lay crouching in a cat-like watch. This seer Orlando did approach the man, found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak of that same brother. He did render him the most unnatural amongst men.
And well he might do so, but kindness, no more ever revenge, made him quick to battle with Linus, and from eternally lived in slumber I await.
Are you his brother?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I since my conversion. But by and by from on his arms Linus had torn some flesh away. Orlando sent me hither to you that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this bloody napkin dyed in this blood unto the shepherd youth he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
Why, Hannah! Sweet Ganymede!
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
There's more in it. Cousin Ganymede!
Look, he recovers.
Pray you, take him by the arm.
Oh, tell your brother how well I counterfeited. Hi-ho!
This is not counterfeit. There is too great testimony in your complexion.
Counterfeit, I assure you. I pray you, commend my counterfeiting to Orlando.
Audrey, am I the man yet? Doth my simple features content you?
Your features? What features?
I'm here with the...
and you're with thy goats.
Are you honest in deed and word?
Truly fair, Audrey.
Well, and that the gods give us good.
There's never anything so sudden.
For Alina and Oliver.
No sooner met, but they loved.
No sooner looked, but they loved.
No sooner loved than they sighed.
No sooner sighed than guessed each other reason.
No sooner they found a reason than they sought the remedy.
Then where wrath of love, they be together. Love not part them.
They will be married tomorrow. And we'll bid the Duchess to nuptial.
Oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes.
Why then tomorrow I cannot soon be returned for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you no longer with idle talking, for now I speak to some purpose. Believe then, if you please, I can do strange things. If you do love Rosalind as much as your sister cries out, tomorrow when your brother marries Elena, shall you marry Rosalind. I know what straits of fortune she has driven, and it is not possible for me to set her before your eyes. Tomorrow, human as she is.
Speakest thou in sober meanings?
By my life, I do. Therefore, please, Professor A. Bid your friends for you be married tomorrow, Rosalind tomorrow, if you will. Good. Comes here a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You have done me much ungentleness.
I care not if I have. You are followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him. Love him. He worships you.
Gentle shepherd, tell me you what is to love.
It is to all be made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I forget it.
And I for Rosalind.
I for no woman.
It is to all be made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I forget it.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to all be made of fancy, all observance and unobservance, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I forget it.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman. I pray you no more of this. 'Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could. I will marry you if I ever marry a woman, and I'll be married tomorrow. But if you do refuse to marry me, you'll go with this most faithful shepherd.
That was the bargain.
You say you will have Phoebe if she will?
These eyes of Tapper and Death as one.
I will satisfy you if I've ever satisfied a man. If I bring you Rosalind, you will have her?
That would I.
As you love Rosalind me, as you love Phoebe me, and as I love no woman, all me. Very well, I have left you command.
Fail if I live. Nor I.
Nor I.
Tomorrow is a joyful day, Audrey. Tomorrow we'll be married.
As you desire with all my heart, but I hope it is no dishonest desire to be a woman of the world.
Dost thou believe Orlando thy boy can do all this that he hath promised?
Sometimes I do believe and sometimes do not.
It surely must be that his blood corns couples are gathering from the ark. Here comes a pair of very strange beasts.
Salutation and greeting to you all.
It is the motley minded gentleman I so often met in the forest.
I like this very well.
Is he not a rare fellow, my lady?
That is their mirth in heaven when the earthly things made atone together.
Good Duchess, proceed by God that thou might join his hand with his.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours. If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If thy and shape be true, why then my love adieu.
I'll have no mother if you be not she. I'll have no husband if you be not he. Nor wed woman if you be not she.
Peace, ho, at bargaintation. 'Tis I make conclusion of these most strange bets.
A true wants true contents.
You and you shall cross no part.
You and you are heart and heart.
You and his love must court. But how would be your lord? You and you are sure together as winter to foul weather.
Let me have audience for a word or two. I'm the second son of old Sir Roland that bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Duchess Frances hearing that every day men of great worth resorted to this forest, and came to this wood to put her sister to the sword. The meeting with an old religious man, after some question with him, was converted both from her enterprise and from the world. Her crown bequeathing to her banished sister, and all their lands restored to them again. That word is that, this to be true I do indeed.
Be truly welcomed hither. Thou offerest freely to thy brother's wedding.
If I heard you right, the Duchess put half onto a religious life and thrown the left upon this court.
She hath.
To her will I, out of the seven trees, there's much to be heard and learned.
Stay, Jacques, stay.
To your pleasures, I am for other than dancing measures.
Proceed, proceed. We'll begin these rites as we do trust it will end in true delights.